Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
A man's arrested for the murder we told you about yesterday in Beloit. Police say this was an isolated incident. As spring break approaches, scammers are looking to take advantage of you. Experts share advice to make sure you have a safe vacation. Plus, students have the opportunity over the next few days to get themselves on a solid career path. An annual Rockford event presents options for building a strong future. Good evening, I'm Eric Wilson. Mimi Murphy has the evening off. Beloit police arrest the man they say is responsible for killing a woman. 33-year-old Tyrone Young is charged with first-degree intentional homicide. The shooting happened yesterday morning on Porter Street. Officers found a 29-year-old there, shot. She was pronounced dead at the scene. The woman has not been publicly identified. While at the house, officers made contact with Young. They took him into custody and put him in the Rock County Jail. The Beloit Police Department says the shooting was an isolated incident and there is no risk to the community. A woman is seriously hurt after a weekend shooting in Rockford. Late Friday night, police were called to City View Drive, just north of Riverside Boulevard. Officers were told a 23-year-old woman was shot. As the victim drove away from the scene, she heard gunshots. When she realized she was hit, she was taken to a nearby fire station, then to a local hospital. At last check, she is in stable condition. A woman's shot after a fight breaks out at a Rockford bar Sunday. Officers were called to Brewski's, just northwest of Broadway and Alpine, for an argument between several people. Investigators say a man pointed a gun at another person. As this was happening, a 22-year-old woman was running to her car when a bullet hit her. She took herself to a local hospital. Police say she's going to be okay. No one has been arrested in either case. If you have any information about what happened, call Rockford Police or Rockford Area Crime Stoppers. Police are also looking for the suspect who broke into a downtown Rockford bar. Monday morning, officers responded to alarms going off at Mary's Place on North Madison Street. Investigators say this is the man who did it. According to police, he broke in through the front door, stole several cartons of cigarettes and a bottle of whiskey. If you know who this is, call Rockford PD or use the Tip 411 app. A man is dead after an early morning crash in Rockton. Around 5, Winnebago County Sheriff's deputies were called to North Rockton Road, just north of Moffett Road, for a single vehicle crash. They found a white van slammed into a tree. The only person inside, a 39-year-old man, was unresponsive and declared dead at the scene. Investigators haven't released his name. Winnebago County Sheriff's deputies are looking into what caused the accident. After a quiet but windy Tuesday, we are going to see it all. Tomorrow, rain, sleet, ice, maybe snow are coming. Let's go back over to Candace King in the Weather Center. Candace, how will this all time out?
Yeah, we've got some of that mixed precipitation kind of coming in a little after daybreak tomorrow. But I think as we go further into the mid to late morning and then through the afternoon and evening, that's kind of when our conditions will deteriorate as we start to see that potential for some sleet and freezing rain, and then some freezing rain and just plain cold rain down to the south. Things are quiet out there right now, but as I mentioned at the top of the newscast, we've got an ice storm warning. It's been several years since southern Wisconsin has actually had an ice storm warning. This for Green Rock and Walworth County, but also for Stevenson and Joe Davies County. This goes into effect early tomorrow morning. Winter weather advisory for everywhere else, the exception for Lee and Whiteside County, as ice and sleet accumulations likely to be a little less down there further to the south and southwest, and even parts of southern DeKalb County too. So let's kind of look to see how all of this plays out, because there are going to be some ice accumulations across the region. This evening we've got some light snow showing up on radar. There is some light snow showers coming down across Greene County. Monroe now checking in with a few lighter snow showers moving in, but a lot of that is going to continue to lift up to the north. So not expecting any impacts for that here as we go through the overnight tonight. Getting into tomorrow, this is when we start to see some of that precipitation move in, and our temperature is really going to be key here as we go throughout the morning and then into the afternoon. But as that moisture surges northward mid to late morning, I think we see more precipitation. So that sleet freezing rain mix here across southern Wisconsin right down through roughly about 7 72, so Highway 72 down to about 38 there in southern Ogle County, central DeKalb County, and then running a little further to the west. And then you've got some rain and freezing rain mixture further south of there. This is pretty much going to continue throughout the day. Depending on how heavy this comes down will determine just how much ice accumulation is possible during that time. But I think the areas that we see here in pink are where we see that sleet, freezing rain, and some rain mixture, and then Eric, that rain, freezing rain along and south of Interstate 88. There could be some places that pick up close to 1/4 of an inch, if not a little more, if we get that temperature right at or below 32 degrees. Could be some pretty big impacts, especially on elevated surfaces going throughout the day tomorrow. So we'll look at some numbers to that. Winds are also going to be a factor too. A lot to break down over the next 24 to 36 hours. All of that coming up here a little later.
Seems like such a complex situation. Candace, thanks for keeping an eye on it for us. The Better Business Bureau warns about scams as we get closer to spring break. Scammers often take advantage of consumer habits and capitalize on trending internet searches. Crooks entice consumers with great deals to popular destinations or all-inclusive packages. While these scams happen year-round, right now is the peak time. Vacation rental cons are pretty common. Fraudsters lure vacationers with the promise of low fees and great amenities. To avoid becoming a victim, the BBB recommends get trip details in writing. Those details should include the total cost, restrictions, cancellation penalties, and names of the airlines and hotels. If you're about to graduate college with an engineering degree, you could get some extra perks if you stay in Illinois. A bill in the Capitol would give recent graduates from Illinois' engineering schools a 10% tax credit of whatever they make. Those from out-of-state schools would get 5%. Supporters say the bill helps address Illinois' engineer shortage.
I think our goal here is what can we do to give Illinois firms a competitive advantage to not only keep the engineers that we grow here, but also to recruit ones from across the nation.
That's not all lawmakers are considering. Another bill helps some IDOT workers repay student loans. Hundreds of Rockford area students get the chance to learn more about potential careers in the trades. It's part of the 2023 Building and Construction Trades Career Expo. Project First Rate and the Northwestern Illinois Building Trades Council are hosting. From welders to plumbers, a dozen registered apprenticeship programs are on display. The presentations include hands-on experiences. 800 students are expected to take part. Expo organizers say more people are considering a path other than college.
So I just think that more people are realizing there are other options out there after high school, that you can really have a good, decent life and have a lot of the benefits that typically come with college without the debt. And people are starting to understand that, realize that, and I hope that this event is contributing to that exposure and that knowledge.
The expo continues through Thursday. Sessions start at 10 in the morning at the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Training Center on Boeing Drive in Rockford. That's just north of the Rockford Airport. It's been a fairly mild winter, but tomorrow's ice storm could wreak havoc on the roads. The constant freezing and thawing is what causes potholes. Nikel Delgado visited a local repair shop to learn how to avoid expensive repairs. Nikel.
That's right, Eric. There's nothing fun about hitting a pothole, and I'm told newer cars are not as sturdy as they used to be, which leaving people with thousands of dollars in repairs.
The water gets in the cracks, and then when the weather gets colder, it swells up and it makes the crack bigger, and that's it breaks out. And then the cars drive over the pothole and it breaks apart the concrete, and that's why you get the potholes.
Bovey's Auto and Truck Service has been around since 1963. Owner Tony Bovey says if you're not paying attention, bumpy roads can cause more damage than you think.
The cars are lower to the ground, so you wreck the bodies, the fenders, the bumpers, and that kind of stuff because you hit the potholes.
Tony says the most common damage is to the wheels and tires. On average, he fixes 3 cars a week due to potholes. And as the winter ends, that number goes up.
This is an example of a rim that was damaged from potholes. You see where this is bent right here. This is where the pothole hits the rim and it cracks it or bends it.
Tony says potholes are always going to happen. The best way to avoid damaging your car is to slow down.
We tell everybody to slow down. If you see a pothole, slow down. That's the main thing, slow down. The slower you go over a pothole, the better. But it's hard when they're in the middle of the road, you don't see them coming.
The city of Rockford encourages drivers to report any potholes, big or small, to the pothole hotline. That information is on this story at mystateline.com. Eric?
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, there is a lot to get to here over the next 24 to 36 hours. Tonight, almost kind of the calm before the storm, so to speak, as we've got our next winter storm really setting its sights here across the plains, Midwest, and the Great Lakes. Cloud cover has increased over the last several hours, and don't be surprised if you do see a flurry or two with that here as we go through this evening. Showing up on radar, but because we are still pretty dry, not a lot of this actually reaching the ground. Monroe reporting a couple of flurries and some lighter snow showers. All of that is going to continue to lift up to the north as we go through this evening. So our precipitation chances stay pretty slim here, and really not expecting any impacts as we go through the night tonight. Tomorrow, a different story. Ice storm warning goes into effect. Stevenson, Joe Daviess County, Green Rock, and Walworth County tomorrow morning. Winter weather advisory here for Winnebago, Boone, McHenry, parts of DeKalb, Ogle, and Carroll counties. Again, all through tomorrow morning, running through Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening. So let's see how this plans out as we go throughout the day. Notice we've got some of that mix coming in here by early tomorrow morning. I think we'll start to see that precipitation really start to ramp up a bit as we get mid to late morning. And it is going to be a mix of kind of sleet and freezing rain, and then rain at times, depending upon where that temperature is. This is going to continue as we go through the morning and then into the afternoon, kind of that heaviest coming down during the afternoon. We should start to see some of that lighten up as we get towards tomorrow evening, but as temperatures cool, that could allow a little more ice to kind of accumulate and things to get a little more slick, especially on the roads. We'll start to see some drier air wrap in as we go throughout the morning on Thursday. Still that mix in the morning, and then things will dry out, but our temperatures will drop as we go throughout the day Thursday afternoon and then into Thursday evening. So what we're kind of looking at here is from north of Monroe to Janesville line and south of Madison, all the way down to about Highway 72, and I think maybe could be even as far south as that Highway 38 corridor. You may see more of that sleet, freezing rain, and rain mixture. You get south of there, you have more rain and freezing rain potential. That is why Lee and Whiteside counties are not included in any sort of winter weather headline. I do want to note it is possible if the potential for a little more ice accumulation could occur in the counties for Winnebago, Boone, and McHenry that look like maybe we could see a little more of ice accumulation. It is possible that that advisory could turn to an ice storm warning. So that may happen later tonight or early tomorrow. But in the area where we see the sleet and freezing rain, about 1/10 of an inch of ice accumulation up to 1/2 an inch. 1/2 an inch I think is on the extreme end, 1/10 of an inch to about 1/4 of an inch possible. And there are likely going to be some sleet accumulations, especially over Stevenson and Joe Daviess County. We may see a little more of that. So what are the impacts of that ice here as we go through that? Well, when you got about 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch, windshields coated, bridges become slick, light ice develops on trees. 1/4 of an inch up to 1/2 an inch, your tree limbs start to sag, they break out, icy roads, and then with the wind too, you could start to have some power outages. Anything over that 1/2 of an inch, you start to talk about more widespread damage. Again, I think that's on the higher scale of things, but as our winds pick up, Eric, both tomorrow and Thursday, if we do see some of those higher ice accumulations, there could be some power outages. That is always a potential whenever you get these situations coming through. So I think road conditions are going to deteriorate as we go throughout the day. 34 tomorrow, 36 on Thursday, 24 on Friday, and then 30s through the weekend.
Now sports with sports director Scott Leber.
Now, the IceHogs have 22 games left in the regular season. They could finish at the top of their division, or they could finish near the bottom. Right now, they're in 4th place in the Central Division, but they're only 2 points behind 3rd place Manitoba and only 6 points behind Milwaukee and Texas for the top. And they have a whole lot of division games in front of them to make hay. 3 this week alone against Texas and Iowa. The guys continue to play well despite missing key players who are up with the Blackhawks. Veteran IceHogs Adam Clendenning and Dylan Secura know what it takes to make the playoffs and succeed in the playoffs. They believe this team has it.
It's a different feeling in there with this group, and similar to the last time I was back here, where we all believe in the group. We know the type of players we are and the group that we have, and
we're a dangerous team. I think being in the league now for a little bit, you kind of know guys on other teams, and it seems like any time I talk to a guy that's on a different team, they're always kind of praising our team and that we're pretty deadly, pretty dangerous. I think you see it when we're playing at our best. We're a tough team to slow down.
The Ice Hogs will host Texas tomorrow night. And the Blackhawks will host the Vegas Golden Knights tonight. Reese Johnson has been put in concussion protocol. Mackenzie Entwistle is on the IR with a wrist injury. All hope of seeing Lonzo Ball in action for the Bulls this season is gone. The Bulls say he won't play at all and shutting him down because his left knee is still causing him pain. They say they're focused on Ball making a full return next season. He hasn't played in more than a year. Girls high school basketball tournament action picks back up tonight with sectional semifinal play. At the 4A Hampshire sectional, Harlem will play Barrington and Guilford will play South Elgin. At the 2A Winnebago sectional, Byron will play Aurora Central Catholic and Stillman Valley will play Woodstock Marion. And at the 1A Polo sectional, it'll be Galena against Pecatonica and Polo against Orangeville. And 2 local wrestling teams will try to earn trips to state tonight. Leewin Stockton will wrestle at the dual team sectional in Oregon in Class 1A. The Panther Hawks will face Woodstock Marion. And Belvedere Co-op will take on Gurney Warren in Class 3A at the Huntley sectional. The state tournament is going to be held this weekend in Bloomington.
Our first Warn Interactive Radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More shows some light snow showing up here late this afternoon and evening. Not a lot of that reaching the ground, and that will continue to lift to the north and northeast here tonight. Temperatures down in the low 30s. That's kind of where we'll stay throughout the day tomorrow. You've got that mixed precipitation, could get a little icy by the afternoon and evening.
Thanks, Candace, and thank you for spending some of your time with us. Stay safe.